It is literally amazing to watch people go absolutely bananas for Donald Trump going into Venezuela, kidnapping the leader, and thinking that this is the greatest victory of all time, that you toppled the famed dictator, socialist, communist Nicolas Maduro, and cheering on this fable of freedom. That this is for the people. We're saving Venezuela. We're saving the people. You know, just like we saved the people of Iraq. We saved the people of Afghanistan. We're saving the people of Ukraine by torturing and pulverizing them and hijacking their resources. We're saving the people. We're bringing them democracy, humanitarian aid. I think I'm getting a deja vu. Maybe that's because this happens so frequently that I know this is bullshit again. That's why I've now coined the phrase, New Year, same bull. That's literally what this is. It's the exact same formula used to trick people, that people got duped into this for another illegal warfare tactic. That's all this is about. They've done this for years. They have done this since Vietnam. They've done this for the invasion of Iraq. They did this for Latin American countries. They did this all the time. Oh, we're doing this to save the people. Freedom, freedom, socialism bad. That's why we got to go and bombard them with bombs and hijack their resources, because they don't know how to control their resources. They don't know how to control their oil. So you're going to leave it to the moochers like us, the capitalists that have already epitomized the rest of the world. So why not just take some of that? And we can go into the highs and lows and what's and abouts about the whole operation of Venezuela. But I want to take a look at this. So this is what Donald Trump true socialed out on the day of the attacks here. It says, the United States of America has successfully carried out a large-scale attack against Venezuela and its leader. Large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. Okay, here's the problem with this. U.S. law is only used in jurisdiction within the United States. So, kidnapping a foreign leader of a sovereign nation and charging him with U.S. law is absolutely insane, because that does not make any sense. You don't have any jurisdictions outside of America if you're using U.S. law. That'd be like if Canadian law dictated that we go and kidnap Vladimir Putin and bring him to Canada and try him up for charges. And I shouldn't say any more because, you know, our politicians might get the idea of doing that. So we'll leave it at that. But do you see how crazy that is? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. U.S. law is called U.S. law because it pertains within America. U.S. law does not vindicate people elsewhere outside the other countries, because other countries have other jurisdictions. They have other systems. They have other courts. They have other judicial processes. This is absolutely nonsense. But it is if you just want to do baseless lawfare against your supposed make-believe enemy that we have drived up for how many years? That we've wanted to overthrow Venezuela, hijack its resources, cripple another Latin American country, and destroy it to smithereens to make our shit seem less shittier. You know, just like we do with the Middle East, just like we do all over the place. Which is why I'm not falling for this crap again. But it's amazing so many people still, who should know better, who live longer than I have. Okay, I'm a 30-year-old millennial, and somehow I know better not to trust the State Departments, the Departments of War, the Pentagon with this bullshit, because I've seen this all before. Oh, we're dealing with the fentanyl crisis. Yeah, the new WMD. The new taking the babies out of incubators. Remember that? Had the little girl cry on camera, and everyone thought, oh my God, how deranged. Oh my God, that's so crazy. We got to go over there and bomb them. And it turns out that little girl was the daughter of the president that we're allied with to cause warfare. Anyway, back to this. Details to follow. There will be a news conference today at 11 a.m. at Mar-a-Lago. The drinks are on the house. Bomb away. That's my editorial. That's not him. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Oh, God. So, of course, people like Benny Johnson here, and it's social media has been flooding with this. Even in Canada. Because people are buying into this garbage. They're buying into this, again, Soviet era red baiting. You know, it's like going back to the 50s. Oh, well, he's supposedly a communist and a socialist, so that's why we got to go and destroy them, because it's so evil. Well, if this political strategy, if socialism's so evil and socialist countries are doomed to fail, why not just let them fail? Why is it our duty to go after aggressively other countries because they don't have the same political system that we do? Why is it our duty to do that? Why is it our duty to fix other countries? I thought we were supposed to be past this. I thought that was the whole point of, what MAGA was supposed to be about. But it turns out that's not the case. And that's why you're not going to find any anti-war voices, hardly, on social media, because they're flooded with people like this. So Benny Johnson is cheerleading this, and he says Stephen Miller just delivered absolute heat and humiliated Jake Tapper on his own program. Jake Tapper literally cut him off the interview. Brutal. So he's cheering on the fact that Donald Trump, who was supposed to make America great again, who was supposed to be this, anti-war, well, not really anti-war, but anti-interventionist. Remember he said on stage during a town hall, I don't want dead people. I don't want more people dying. Why are we investing in Ukraine? You're still funding Ukraine, by the way. I hope people are aware of that. You're still funding Ukraine, and they're never going to broker a peace deal until you cut off the funding. That's how you end this war. That's how you end any of these wars. Cut off the funding. Let these warlords starve. And by warlords, I mean the corporations. I mean the military-industrial complex. You know the people that you're warned about by Dwight D. Eisenhower? That somehow people forgot. So, anyway, here's what went down on CNN that everyone's so gleeful about this. Everyone's so jumpy about this. Oh my God! We captured the Nicolas Maduro! Ah! Thinking that somehow all the problems of the world is going to be saved by capturing this one guy. Not realizing that your entire system is criminally corrupted to the bone. That your entire country and the entire developed world, basically, is captured by a group of criminal sociopaths. Like, if you want to talk about convicting someone of crimes, why not go after Zelensky? Why not go after Chrystia Freeland? Why not go after Trudeau? Why not go after Mark Carney? Go after Keir Starmer. Go after the entire UK government after passing legislature to block sunlight. I think that's the most dangerous thing, more so than fentanyl or alleged fentanyl charges. But here's what CNN said.
First of all Venezuela experts agree. All Venezuela experts agree that it would be absurd and preposterous for us to suddenly fly her into the country and to put her in charge. And the military would follow her, and the security forces would follow her. This is not a serious. It's not even a serious question.
So should there be an election?
So they're arguing because now they took their leader hostage and his wife. Now they're arguing about who's going to take over. And there's been a lot of speculation that this uh, Machado, Maria Machado, what I forget her middle name is, the one who just got nominated for a Nobel Prize, a peace prize, for allowing an invasion of her own country. Because that's peaceful, right? No, it's as peaceful as Barack Obama having a kill list, which is why the Nobel Prize is such an utter joke. I don't know why anyone takes an award seriously these days. It's utterly just so hypocritical. But they're arguing about who's going to lead the country now because you took their leader. Who's going to lead Venezuela? Is it going to be this Machado, who looks like a central casting of a Telemundo telenovela that obviously is working for the Fed state, that's obviously working for the oil tycoons, and it's working for Israel and the Zionist death cult? She's admitted to this. She's admitted to this on camera. This is not conspiracy theory. It's not crazy talk. She's openly stating on camera. She's going on to all these different talk shows and opening up Venezuela like it's some liquidation sale. Yeah, come on in. Take our oil. Take our resources. Take our infrastructure. Take our people. Take anything you want. Yeah, that sounds like a Nobel Prize peace winner. But according to Stephen Miller, we're not going to let her run Venezuela. We're going to do it. You know, as effective as we ran America down to its final deathbed, we're just going to take over Venezuela, because who better than this imperialistic, narcissistic, sociopathic force that's being held together with duct tape and band-aids, for God's sakes, that it's self-imploding within itself. This is how empires end. This is how empires end. You extend militarily to all these different regions, and it crumbles inside within your own country. That's how the Roman Empire fell. That's how a lot of these empires fell. And now here's America, because America basically killed itself over so many years that this is their final option. Well, if we're going to go down, we're taking everybody with us. Here's what Stephen Miller said.
Let me, if you give me the floor for 30 seconds, let me tell you what we are doing here, Jake. The United States, this is sort of foundational. The United States is using its military to secure our interests unapologetically in our hemisphere. We're a superpower, and under President Trump, we are going to conduct ourselves as a superpower. It is absurd that we would allow a nation in our own backyard to become the supplier of resources to our adversaries, but not to us.
I mean, toddlers have more intellect, intelligence, compassion, humility than this guy. I mean, just listen to the sound of that. We're a superpower. We're a superpower. And we're going to take the military and take what's rightfully ours. That oil that's under a country. Another country. How dare they? How dare they take the oil, put it underground of their land, and then develop a nation with their own laws and how dare they? How dare they? It's mine. It's mine first. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's just so I feel like we're beyond Matrix mode at this point. We don't even have competent, actors. You're telling me this is an adult? You're telling me that this is an adult who you're going to put on camera as a leader of the federal government with this kind of melodramatic performance here and tell me that, this is gonna, yes, we had to go into Venezuela. We had to do it. We're a superpower. We're a superpower, and I want the oil. God, this is just insane. I mean, Literally, I feel like I'm the only adult in this room right now watching this crap.
To hoard weapons from our adversaries, to be able to be positioned as an asset against the United States rather than on behalf of the United States.
Sovereign countries shouldn't be able to do what they want to do.
The Monroe Doctrine and the Trump Doctrine is all about securing the national interests of America.
By the way, it isn't. It's complete crap. It's complete bullshit. But they're going to use this, hoping that people are not going to look into this. Because remember, don't do your own research. Don't do your own research. Don't look into Venezuela. Don't look into the fact that we had a deal to actually trade the oil with Venezuela just a couple of years ago. Don't look into that. We're a superpower, and I want the oil. I want those resources. And yet Maduro's the dictator. Maduro's the socialist dictator. Hugo Chavez was the worst one. But this guy is the sane one? Holy goddamn crap. If this is what sanity looks like in America, I feel sorry for every single one of you down there. And I'm saying that as a Canadian that knows how bad our parliament is. And I'll show you how bad our parliament is in response to this, because they're going along with this. Because this is just, this is insane. This is insane. And I've said this before. You could say what you want about the Venezuelan government. You could say what you want about Nicolas Maduro. But the fact that the White House is capturing them, transporting them to the United States, transporting them to New York, trying them on U.S. law against a foreign leader, which the U.S. law doesn't apply to another country outside of America, and having the entire world cheer gleefully that we're saving the Venezuelan people when we know we haven't done that in years, is utterly insane. Knowing that these psychopaths, these Satanists, and I'm using the term Satan because they literally are the devils of the world. They literally, it's utterly insane. Oh, we got to take Nicolas Maduro hostage because of alleged crimes. Do you know how many world leaders out there that are complicit of actual crimes that we had known and documented? As I stated, Mark Carney, Chrystia Freeland, all the people in Parliament in Canada right now are complicit and guilty of crimes. Justin Trudeau, how many scandals have we covered over the years that he got away with? Keir Starmer, the UK government, they're actively engaging in putting chemicals into the air to block sunlight. You don't think that's an act of terrorism? That they're blocking sunlight, the necessary thing that keeps human life surviving, that keeps all life on Earth surviving. But no, only focus on Maduro. Only focus on the people that we manufactured and ramped up as this evil boogeyman, while the real sinister MFers still continue on. Unbelievable. And yet, dopey effing idiots like Benny Johnson and these phony, hacky, goddamn hypocrites. And it's both on the left and the right, because let's face it, both sides are complicit of war. And they did that intentionally to make sure they block out anyone who actually stands against war, who actually has principles, who actually understands law and order, who understands what goes on every single day in this world. But you listen to a schmuck like this, he's literally crying on camera. I guess we should just allow every country to go and attack each other. Is that what we're leading to? Is that what we're leading to? Like, anyway, let's just get to this.
For years, we sent our soldiers to die in deserts in the Middle East to try to build them parliaments, to try to build them democracies, to try to give them more oil, to try to give them more resources. The future of the free world.
All that lies. We never rebuild. We never did anything for them. It was all about control. It's all about goddamn control. If you haven't figured it out now, after the how many damn years, how many damn dead soldiers, how many wars, the entire United States has taken apart the entire world. Not just the Middle East, not just Latin America. They had decimated the entire world. And if you haven't figured it out by now, holy crap, are you a goddamn idiot? You are a chump. You are a useful goddamn chump. You are dumber than Cork. And I put you below Cork because Cork's actually useful. But all these idiots that go on which, by the way, none of these idiots would ever actually fight in a war. That's the irony of this. They'll cheer on any war possible. They'll cheer on for destruction. They'll cheer on and say, yeah, we're taking on the terrorists that scare me in the middle of the night. They will never actually goddamn fight. They'll never pick up a gun and actually do it themselves. Shows how cowardly they are. Worthless. Anyway.
Jake, depends on America being able to assert ourselves and our interests without apology. This whole period that happened after World War II, where the West began apologizing and groveling and begging
I don't even
and
know,
engaging these
honestly, what you're...
Apologizing. So I guess, Agent Orange in Vietnam, that was the apology tour. Bombing the villages, burning the huts. That was the apology we gave to Vietnam. Going into Korea and bombing the shit. That was an apology. Overthrowing Iraq and installing a dictator. That was an apology. Going into Iran, overthrowing Mossadegh and putting Iranian dictators. That's an apology from Stephen Miller. I don't know what else to say about this guy other than the fact that even Satan himself will look at this and go and cringe. Like Adolf Hitler would be disgusted by this. I guess that's okay for him because it's ours. We're super These people are not competent enough to be actual adult males, let alone to run countries, let alone to run anything. How goddamn pathetic. You would say this goddamn garbage and expect and people are gonna fall for this. And sadly people are. Because you're either the people that are falling for this are paid hacks. They're being paid to promote this garbage, which shows how empty and soulless and whorish they are. Or you're a complete idiot. You're an ignorant idiot that doesn't want to take 2 seconds out of the day to go onto Google and research what a fraud this is. Honest to God. Honest to freaking God. So that was apparently an apology, according to Stephen Miller. So, then you get pieces of shit like this. So, Wall Street apes. You get a lot of these commenters, and we can go all day with all the tweets that people have put out about how excited this is and how grateful it is. And I pray with the Venezuelan people because 2 seconds ago you didn't give a shit about them. You never gave a shit about them, period, until the moment it became a national news cycle moment. You never gave a shit about them until Trump took over and said, yeah, finally, yeah! Where's Brian Williams to come in and jizz all over the screen about how presidential Trump is again? Oh, I could just sing a Leonard Cohen song as the missiles take off. What's sickening? Absolutely sickening, diabolical sickening. But here, Wall Street apes, you see a lot of these. You see a lot of these tweets here. Venezuelans are crying on their knees, thanking Trump and America for freeing them from Nicolas Maduro. I added English subtitles so you can understand them. The people cry for their freedom. Thanks to the United States for freeing us. The hero, thank Donald Trump. One problem. This video is AI generated and is currently being presented as a factual statement intended to mislead people. So, it's just absolutely insidious that, for the last 20 years, or even the last 30 years, 40 years, however long you want to go, that people have been constantly duped and lied to about all these outrageous warfare schemes, thinking that it's going to save somebody, thinking it's going to do anything for that country, thinking that we actually give a damn about anybody. We never gave a damn about the United States. We don't give a damn about Canadians. We don't give a damn about any goddamn person. But no, we're doing the best work to save Venezuela. And next we're going to go to Cuba to save those people from evil communism. And I just want to say to all those people, shut the hell up. Because you don't know jack squat of what you're freaking talking about. Did we save the people of Vietnam? Did we save the people that we destroyed? Did we save Libya when we killed Gaddafi and turned a once Beverly Hills of the Middle East into a torture, sex slave dungeon cult? The hellscape of the Middle East? Did we do any favors for them? Was that an apology, Stephen Miller? God. And you know why I know that this is complete crap? And why I know that these idiots don't understand freedom and they don't understand how bullshitted they are into this? Because back here at home, I'm surprised not a lot of people pointed this out. Back in America, while they're crying about how Venezuelans are going to be freer and free like America, this happened. Brian Allen says, holy S, police just arrested a woman for protesting, saying, this isn't just a foreign issue, it's our tax dollars being used to commit war crimes, in reference to Venezuela. If that speech is enough to put you in handcuffs, then the problem isn't public safety, it's dissent. The First Amendment doesn't die all at once. It gets strangled in moments like these. So, all the chumps and all the chuds and all the chunts on Twitter and all across social media, they're talking about freeing Venezuela and we're saving democracy and saving the people. This is happening within your own country, and you don't say jack squat. You don't say jack squat because this I guess this is freedom for you. That someone is doing an interview with a local news station. I think this is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Someone's doing an interview for a local news station. They're being asked on, and they get handcuffed and arrested by the police for participating in an interview. This is America. This is America. And you're going to lecture people about how you want to get that freedom to Venezuela? How we got to liberate other countries because they're doing freedom wrong? Watch this. Watch how this goes down.
This is not just a foreign issue, it's our tax dollars that are also being used to commit these war crimes. It is also the duty of us, the people, to stand against the Trump regime, the Trump administration that are committing crimes both here in the U.S. and against people in Venezuela.
Now, in the background of this interview, you could see that police car, and now right here we're showing you video we have. Immediately after the interview finished, Plickta was arrested by 2 Grand Rapids police officers. You can see it in the video, and an officer tells Plickta that she is being arrested for obstructing a roadway and failure to obey a lawful command from a police officer. You can see
obstructing a roadway and obeying a lawful command. Once she's on the sidewalk, she is on a sidewalk. She's not obstructing any traffic. She's not blocking the road. She's literally on a sidewalk. And not obeying a lawful command because she got asked to be on be interviewed by a local news station. What command did she not obey? That she was asked to be on a local news channel to be interviewed voluntarily, and you showed up and arrested her. What laws was she breaking there? Oh, I know. The one that told you the truth. The one that's telling you how much of a lie this is, how it's going to cost you more money, just like all the trillions of dollars we wasted in warfare that I thought MAGA was supposed to care about. I thought you guys were supposed to care about, the debt, the crumbling debt that's causing all this inflation, that the reason why your kids can't buy homes, why everything costs so much, why the world's going to hell. I thought you guys cared about this so much, but apparently not. And you're going to allow more and more Americans to be arrested off the street for participating in a news interview because we got to cheer on the saving of Venezuela. I'm sorry, but just shove it up your ass. Shove it up your damn ass. Because I am so goddamn sick of your bull. I am so sick and goddamn tired of your bull. You know why? Because I've lived through this. When you turn on the TV and watch all the destruction of Venezuela, you get a sense of deja vu because it feels like the early 2000s again. It feels like the Iraq invasion all over again. Oh, we're doing this stuff in? No, we're doing this. I don't want to hear crap. I don't want to hear crap. Because everything that you're blaming another country for, it's happening within our own backyard, and it's done by the feds. It's done purposely to undermine you. And I thought people would actually understand this more. The fact that we have technology, the fact that we have the ability to search this up, the ability that you can go on your phone and easily see that Venezuela was not trafficking drugs. In fact, the drugs were coming from Mexico. And a lot of the drugs were being imported by the CIA. You know how I know that? Because 60 Minutes reported it. But none of you will ever state that. None of you. Very, very few people. Very few people. And they get shunned out of the bus. Or they could get arrested. Or in this case, possibly gunned down. But yeah, let's talk about bringing freedom to Venezuela. Let's talk about bringing freedom to all these places in the world where the country that's supposed to be bringing the freedom doesn't even have freedom for its own people. You're arresting someone for speaking to a news outlet, a local news outlet, and making phony charges. She was on the damn sidewalk. How is she obstructing traffic? How is she obstructing the roads for being on the sidewalk? It's honestly just sickening. And this is how you want to start the new year. Starting the new year with a big giant bang. So congratulations, America. 250. This could be the series finale of this empire because holy crap. If you don't know now, you're not going to know ever. And you're going to be the ignorant schmucks that are just going to rot and suck on this brain rot disease of being complicit with the intelligence agencies, being complicit with this goddamn regime that never gave about a crap about you in the first place. I hope you're happy with yourselves. I hope you're proud.